folks, this is Sue Bell from ThemeZoom.com, and in my last blog post I addressed the issue of how you can add a silo structure to an unstructured site to help increase rankings. We had a member who wrote in and they had a page, let's say it's this page here, that had some rankings to it, and they wanted to know how to use a silo structure to increase the rankings of that page. So this article goes through how to add, let's say, 5 article pages underneath that primary page to create a silo landing page and boost the rankings of that page. Well, now comes the next question. How do I find the keyword terms that I should use for the article pages that go underneath that to support that brand new silo landing page? So we're going to resort to the last keyword tool in this instance to discover our keywords. Now, I just grabbed the term liposuction off of msn.com today, and we're going to use that term as a random term because I'm having a tough time coming up with my own term. So anyway, we're going to use liposuction as an example. I did a drill in the last keyword tool, and of course the last keyword tool doesn't necessarily drill a theme, it just brings back a bunch of quasi-associated keywords. So it's a pretty long list. It's got a lot of stuff going on here, and we're going to take a look at the primary term that we're looking at here, liposuction, and we're going to notice that the number of competing pages is 4.8 million. Now that's important because we're going to apply a filter. I'm not going to sort through these keywords by hand. I'm going to do the cheap and dirty trick of applying a filter, and we're going to apply the standard golden niches filter in order to just get back a handful of keywords that we want to look at. Now, we made note just a few minutes ago that the Google competing pages for that term, that new silo landing page term, is 4.8. So I want all of the supporting keywords to be less than 4.8 million. I believe that's the right number of zeros there. Yep, 4.8 million. And now we're going to apply, I've left the rest of that filter intact, and I'm going to hit the apply filter, and it's going to take it just a second to figure out how many keywords that is. And now, boom, here we are. We're at, we've got returned a total of 18 keywords, and I already had it sorted on the number of Google competing pages. So you can see, I would start probably at the bottom and work my way up because I want the least competitive terms, but there's only 18, so there's not too many, you know, it's a very doable number. And man, when you look here, you've got 6,000 searches a day for tumescent liposuction. I don't even know what that means, but it looks like a really good term because it doesn't have too many competing pages. I would grab that term. Geez Louise, the cost per click on it's decent. Okay, so that's one term I would take and put in my pocket. And then there's smart lipo, and there's another spelling of smart lipo, so I would probably use those two spellings on one page. So that's our second page. Tumescent's our first page, smart lipo is our second page. And then I might go with, see, tumescent, that's just, you know, a shingle off of that, so I'm going to ignore that. Lipo sculptor is a possibility, if that fits in with my practice or the practice of the person that I'm creating the, obviously this has got to be germane, or at least it should be germane to the website you're building. I'm assuming that this at this point is some practice for a doctor, and so they should be doing these kinds of liposuctions, right? You would want that to be in fitting with, you don't want to rank for keywords that aren't going to do any good, right? And these, they're probably more competitive than they appear, but they seem really uncompetitive to me. Then you've got like abdominal. Can you tell I haven't had enough coffee today? Abdominal liposuction. Ultrasonic I would avoid. This hasn't brought back any searches. Vassar, breast reduction. I don't know enough about if there are other kinds of breast reduction besides liposuction. I might give that one a miss and just stick to things that I know are liposuction. Laser liposuction, that looks like a good one to me. Yeah, eyelid surgery. You know, I can see right now that that our Larry isn't quite up high enough. It's not quite germane enough for my personal preference. I don't want to go digging into all of these words and figure out what they are. So I'm going to bounce that up to 60 and just see what that brings me back. Oh look, there's a nice short list. 1, 2, 3, I would probably skip New York unless I was actually in New York. 4. So then there's 4 of them right there. I'd adjust this back down just a little bit more. Let's maybe make this 55. Apply a filter. And now we saw some of those others. Yeah, tumescent, that brings tumescent back in. Unfortunately, I brought brush reduction back in too, but that gives you the idea of what I would do, and I would just tweak that until I found my 5 liposections. Now, it doesn't have to contain the word liposuction. If breast reduction is in fact a form of liposuction, then breast reduction is a great article to have under there. It's really cool to use different terms besides the one that you're targeting, synonyms for the term that you're targeting, and that just helps to reinforce the theme, but uses different vocabulary so you get ranked for a broader set of vocabulary. But given what it was that we were actually trying to do, which was support this particular page and get it ranked, and ranking of these pages would be completely secondary, then I would want to make sure that you focus first and foremost on things that are highly semantically related. If you want to know exactly what the semantic relationship is, we can add the custom column of Larry, local aggregate relevant index, and show that. And now you can see here what the Larrys are. We can even sort by Larry, and you could use the most relevant terms first. So that's the other way that I would approach this, to make sure that you're getting your semantic relationship. Always good to do a little bit of research, make sure the terms are relevant, and make sure that they apply to your client or to your own USP. Okay, so that's my quick and dirty, how I'm going to come up with the 5 article titles for those supporting articles, and the main keywords for those. And that's part 2 of how to rank faster, how to get a structured silo into an unstructured website and increase your rankings. Thanks, folks. This is Sue Bell from ThemeZoom.com signing off.